गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुस्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमामि गौडपादं च शङ्करं श्रीसुरेश्वरं स्वामिनं सच्चिदानन्दमिन्द्रं तं ज्ञानरूपिणे। Now in Mulavidya, Nirasa, the second point, second passage, Prakarana Vishayadi. In the first passage, we have seen how the Vedantic Prakriya is stated in brief. Outlines of Vedantic Prakriya is stated in brief. Now the next is Prakarana Vishayadi. Yeshaiva Prakriya. This Prakriya Vedanta Abhiyuktair Adrita. So this Prakriya has been adopted by Vedantic experts. Who are they? Here we can say Gaudapada, Sri Shankara and Sri Sureshwara. Sri Gaudapada, Shankara and Sureshwara, these three acharyas have adopted this Prakriya, Nirdushtacha, and it is free from, Nirdushta means free from any defect and free from any problem. Not only Vedantic acharyas have adopted, even the Upanishad says the same thing. Mandukya Upanishad says the same thing. So, Nirdushtacha iti spashtameva sukshmamatina. This is very clear to those who have got a subtle mind, who has got a subtle observation, a sukshmamati. For those people, it is very clear. Atasyat uchchedat sampradaya advano asya. But somehow this sampradaya is broken. This sampradaya adva means the path of sampradaya. This method, the path of sampradaya means this continuation of sampradaya. This path is a very strange path. This path is not of the same level. Path is coming down from the previous generation to the next generation, and this generation to the next generation. This continuation of sampradaya has somewhere broken. Somewhere broken means the teacher failed to communicate to his disciple, his shishya, or the shishya failed to get it rightly from the acharya. Somewhere some communication gap took place. In fact, instead of telling that sampradaya is broken, we mean to say, just a minute, I shall take a pen. So, this traditional chain coming from the guru to the shishya, somewhere got broken, breached. So the communication gap developed. Somehow means we don't know. We don't know how it happened, but somewhere it happened. That's why a person should study thoroughly from a guru. He should give sufficient time. He should spend sufficient time under a right guru and get the right prakriya, the right method of teaching thoroughly, in detail. Not that, see, some people take diksha. That is different. Some people may take sannyasa diksha. Some people may take mantra diksha. Some people may attend some talks in general, but still they are not clear sufficiently about the prakriya. Because it is very subtle thing. One needs a thorough understanding, a deeper understanding of this prakriya. So unless one spends time and understands the deeper nuances of it, it's not easy to understand the prakriya. The books won't help much, and there are many reasons anyway. So the person who studies so thoroughly well, he alone can be said to have retained the tradition. So ultimately tradition is same. Wherever you take sannyasa diksha, you might have taken sannyasa diksha from somebody else. You might have taken mantra diksha from somebody else. But the teaching tradition, you can get the teaching tradition wherever it is. Whoever is the guru, you can go and learn from him. Because the teacher also loves to share, and the student also. Here it is only a communication is important, nothing personal about it. There is no question of personal thing. So it is only getting the right tradition is important, because the tradition gives you communication. Personality is not important. Wherever you get, if you get the right thing, it is enough. From whom you get, it is not important. But that you get a right teaching is most important. So what was the prakriya? Prakriya means, in the prakriya, how to examine the waking state, how to examine the dream state. So the first thing is how you take the waking state, dream state, and then see them. These points themselves are not sufficiently clear. How to look at the waking state, how to look at the dream state. People look at the dream state from the waking standpoint. People look at the deep sleep also from the waking standpoint. If you look at the dream and deep sleep from the waking standpoint, in looking this way, there is no special teaching of Vedanta. This is how common man looks at it. It is a common man's thinking, and there is nothing Vedanta in it. I tell you, Vedanta means what common man or a jiva. Common man means a jiva. What jiva cannot understand himself, that alone you get from Vedanta and Guru, Shastra and Guru. So Shastra and Guru give you a new insight, which the jiva himself is unlikely to get because of his natural conditioning of the body, mind and sense organs, time, space and all these things. His natural conditioning of the body, mind and sense organs doesn't allow him to get a new insight and drop this conditioning. It doesn't allow. So somebody, a guru or a shastra should point out. When they point out, he gets it. See, it is there in everybody's anubhava, and everybody can get it, because there is no rule that only certain people should understand, others can't understand. Anybody can understand. Only thing is, it should be pointed out. It should be pointed out by a right guru who knows it. Otherwise, we look at the dream from the waking standpoint, and deep sleep also from the waking standpoint, and waking state from what? From the waking pramatru drishti, not from the avasthanubhava drishti. Avasthanubhava means sakshi anubhava, that universal experience. We don't look at even the waking from the universal experience. So this has to be pointed out. So Guru that's why we say Guru, one who knows this way of looking, should be able to help us. More will be discussed in the book. So in the absence of such a guru to point out, people think that we know avasthas. Oh, I know dream. I know what is dream. I know what is waking. See, people know dream and deep sleep, but they look at it as a vaka. From the waking standpoint, you look at it, the way dream appears, you think that is your understanding of dream. What do we think about deep sleep? There are many ways. Common man thinks it is only a rest of the body. Body is not functioning, mind is sleeping, that is waking, that is deep sleep. or medical science says that you are resting in the body and all that. Then psychologists say something else. Other schools of philosophy say, but all of them may give slightly different explanation, but all of them mean one thing common. They all look at it from waking state. They don't look at deep sleep as a sleep, as you are in the sleep. This comes only when the Shruti or Guru points out. Until somebody point this out to us, we are not at all to get it. That's why most of the people get it, and in fact they resist it. They say, we have never heard these things, so all this is false. So you need to listen to it patiently, and then as the Shruti or Guru points out, and that what it points out, try to look at it in that angle, then until you get an insight in it. Until you get an insight. So this is what is the Guru's tradition, I mean the traditional Guru does. So in the absence of a traditional Guru, your very looking at the avasthas will be totally different. And they are so different that you fail to understand, you fail to falsify the states and stand as Brahman. Because the state somewhere interferes. The state comes and interferes, and then you people give some or other explanations, all kinds of explanations, but except the truth itself. Therefore, it is not a matter of speculation. It is not a matter of your own searching. If you search on your own, as a waker, you keep on searching. When you start from a wrong standpoint, any number of years you keep on watching, as a waker, you will never be able to understand how you are free from all three states. Because dream and deep sleep are the states which help you to de-identify from the waking. Because we are over attached to waking, we give a over importance to waking, more importance to waking, and consider dream and deep sleep are just a little secondary. So this is the main problem. It gets corrected only when you give equal importance to all the three states. It is possible to give equal importance to all three states only when you look at all the three from equal distance. Waking, dream, and deep sleep, you are at equal distance from all the three states. That means you are not prejudiced in favor of any one state. You are not identified with any one state. You are the consciousness who is aware of all the three states. So this standpoint you have to get only from Guru. Anyway, more will come later. Therefore, before we go into it, as I told you, he is only briefly hinting at the prakriya. More details will be discussed in future. In fact, the whole book is meant for that. So this traditional prakriya is lost because so it is a human weakness alone. Unless you are prepared, you should be detached enough, have good vairagya and jignasa, mumukshu, and then approach a guru and listen to the sufficient length of time and get the true vision of it. Until you get it, don't be just in a hasty that listen to 2 or 3, 5 talks, or people say these days 1 week pravachana, or 10 days, or 15, 20 days, they have their own camp. Camp means a series of talks. That's all. They say, I have heard one series of talk, 1 saptaha. Now I understand Vedanta and go away. It is not how length you study, but how rightly you understand the prakriya. So if you fail to understand the right prakriya, then your whole approach will be wrong and you will not be able to transcend the avasthas. You try to retain some degree of avastha in your understanding of Brahman. Some degree of avastha is retained. The whole problem is you retain avastha, you try to come out of avastha. First thing is avastha itself doesn't exist, except it is a thought, except it is a misconception. You are already Brahman. So this point has to be pointed out. And once you get it, then it becomes easy. Therefore he says, the Sampradayic Guru means spending sufficient time with Guru. First thing is the Guru should be himself a one who has studied from his own Guru, not a self-studied person. These days people read books on their own and then they think that they know Vedanta well. Studying from books is a big problem. Second thing is the teacher who has studied from books, has he got the right prakriya and thoroughly, and is he able to communicate? In absence of this, if the teacher himself, Guru himself doesn't have the right prakriya, if you approach him, you will get some good points, certain values, certain shraddha and bhakti, all that is good, but the prakriya is missing. Prakriya is missing. For other things, you can pray to him, he is a Guru, receive his blessings, do service, you can learn certain values, certain vairagyam, self-control and all that. But the prakriya is missing, that becomes a big problem. And if you read on your own books, you tend to look from waking state alone, and waking alone is real because you are in the waking, and look at the dream and deep sleep as something unimportant. Okay, or at least look upon them as an appendages to the waking alone. So waking alone is primary, waking alone is important. So this is the biggest problem. Your importance to the waking has to be removed. Have the equal importance to all the three states. So this is a step, this is a standpoint which is free from defects. He told defect means free from any prejudices. So this was the prakriya adopted by our Purvacharyas, Vedantic Acharyas, and this prakriya, if you watch, it is a perfect prakriya. Nirdushtam means it is a foolproof prakriya. Nirdushta means foolproof. Foolproof means it is free from any defect. Dosha is a defect. Foolproof or a defectless, this is a defectless prakriya. Defectless means what? This is a perfect standpoint. This is a right standpoint that help you to understand yourself as Brahman. See, the prakriya is right or wrong. How do you say? The rightness, wrongness of the prakriya depends upon how easily it communicates to you the nature of Atman, or how it goes round and round and round and ultimately retain a little avastha in Brahman. So the prakriya is right only if you get the right understanding, easy understanding of Brahman. Okay, so spashtameva. For Sukshmamatis, it is very clear that this Vedanta prakriya alone was adopted and used by Purvacharyas like earlier Acharyas, earliest Vedantins like Gaudapada Shankara Sureshwara. And this is a true also, this is a perfect prakriya compared to many other prakriyas. Many other prakriyas contain many defects, but this is the one is free from all defects. Okay, go to the next. Atasyadacheta. Therefore, this sampradaya chain got broke somewhere due to some reason, either due to overconfidence or by just listening superficially. People claim that we have understood, or he got a wrong guru who teaches more of a speculative ideas, theoretical ideas rather than going by anubhava. So these are all the reasons. Either the defect that teacher himself may have a good vairagyam, good bhakti, but prakriya is different. Good vairagyam is different, good bhakti is different, but prakriya is also shastra sammata. That needs thoroughly understanding of all this. So asya advaitasya atasyad vichetat sampradaya advanosya advaitasya. This Advaita Sampradaya somewhere got broken, and then he got into a wrong guru, wrong prakriya, and he wrote a book, and his follower believed, and his follower, it has been continuing. Whatever were the few defects in their prakriya, the same defects are also with all reverence continued by the later generation. The problem is, if you have respect for Guru, you start accepting certain wrong things stated by him. consciously or unconsciously stated by Guru, if you say certain wrong things, then you tend to accept it. Okay, so Advano asya advaitasya nissamshayam tattvam nischetum ashaknuvanai. Then if your avastha drishti, and how to, first thing is have a right avastha drishti, right avastha perspective, how to understand the avasthas. Then the relate the three avasthas to each other. Relate them. When you relate them, all of them cancel. What is waking state to the dream, or how each avastha is related to other. In comparing these things, in trying to relate to each other, all the three avasthas get cancelled. They cancel each other, leaving out the absolute truth, that is yourself. So yourself is not a part of any state. In fact, state is within you. You are the basis. You are the bottom of all three states. And this, unless you get it from a guru, it's very difficult. Vedanta becomes only a philosophy, an intellectual philosophy of gathering concepts. Okay. So, nischetum ashaknuvanaihi. Because if Sampradaya broke, the chain of Sampradaya broke, then Vedanta Nischaya becomes, Nischaya means understanding Vedanta, ascertaining the Vedantic final truth becomes difficult. Because if you don't have a right guru, and the guru you have a respect for is a good person, he's got vairagyam and all that, is a good sadhu person, he's got a bhakti also, but the prakriya he doesn't know. Because he himself has not studied from a guru. He thinks that he is intelligent and can study on his own. Those who think that we are intelligent and therefore intelligence has nothing to do with Vedanta, you don't need intelligence. You need average intelligence is enough. It is the right prakriya, it is the vairagyam, it is antarmukhata, it is the vichara. These are the qualities most important any person needs in Satyanveshana. Okay, therefore, Nischetama, because of the break in Sampradaya, that means because since they were missing the help of Sampradaya Guru, for missing the help of Sampradayika Guru, so for missing, for being denied, not anybody has denied him, but just lose it. You miss the help of a Sampradayika Guru who points out, who helps you to give up your waking standpoint and point out the truth to you. So when you see, this is a very strange thing. You have a traditional guru. You call him guru and you learn from him and you listen to him. You also teach. But the guru himself did not know certain traditional prakriya, and therefore next generation he taught the bare outlines, but he didn't teach the whole prakriya. So people are lost. See, Sampradaya is broken this way. So Sampradaya is broken not due to atheism, not due to rebelling. It is sincerely broken. Therefore, consciously they have not broken. In spite of their sincerity, it got broken due to human weaknesses. Somewhere overconfidence, somewhere mistake, something happened. People have lost it. So this is what he wants to say. Okay. So when you miss the help of tradition, while trying to understand the nature of truth, what is truth, where is it, and how to understand it? What is the truth of the universe, and where is it, and how to understand it? In these things, you tend to err. You tend to err when you miss the help of a sampradaya, swayam ajanadbirihi. So the unconsciously they have become Dvaitins. Unknowingly, unconsciously. Okay? Clearly the truth of non-duality have unconsciously slipped down to become dualists. See, the duality, in fact, it's a very strange thing. Duality is not real, it doesn't exist. But I feel, yes, we admit that you feel. But just because you feel, it doesn't mean your feeling itself could be wrong. So it doesn't mean it should be there, Dvaitam should be there. So people think Dvaitam is there, the duality is there. Now you have to transcend it, you have to give up, you have to do something to come out of it. See, this is where people miss it. They think that they are so sincere, they are trying to understand the truth. You might be sincere. We are not disputing it. We are very happy that you are sincere. Problem is, you miss the right technique, right method of teaching. So here, in this case particularly, duality, you don't have to drop it, break it, throw it out. You have to come out of it. Nothing. Duality itself doesn't exist. You are looking from a wrong perspective. Come to the right perspective. Dvaitam is not there. On its own, Dvaitam doesn't exist. Not that the existing Dvaitam goes away. First thing is, it never existed, so no question of going away. Dvaitam never existed before, nor it is, nor will ever be. Dvaitam is just a false notion. It never existed. You are existing. You have been, you are, and you will ever be. What? Advaitam Brahma. You are the truth. You are the Advaitam Brahma, and you have been, and you are, and you will ever remain, because that is your very nature. So handling Dvaitam, helping you to come out of Dvaitam is not easy. Only Shruti can do. Only Vedanta can do if you get it from a right traditional guru. Otherwise, you tend to retain avastha, the pramatrutvam, a little bit, because you are pramata. How can I remove my own pramatrutvam? I am pramata. The very pramata is under illusion, under adhyasa. Therefore, he sees that the world is separate from him, and he is an individual, and the world is separate from him, and we are suffering. You are continuously influenced by the external world. Then you are struggling. Struggling. Life becomes a big struggle. But how to remove the Dvaitam? You don't have to remove. Oh, you mean you don't have to remove? But how Dvaitam will go away? It will go away. But you mean it will go away on its own? Okay. First thing is, you don't have to remove Dvaitam. Okay. Second point, will it go away on its own? No, it won't go away on its own. Then what do you mean by that? It doesn't exist at all. See, assuming that it is, you are thinking that it will go away, or it will be removed, or something will happen. First thing is, assuming that there is a Dvaitam itself is wrong. You've never been Dvaitam, you have been Advaitam. You have been, and you are, and you will ever remain. Everybody is the same as a non-duality. So Dvaitam is a false idea, a wrong notion about the right truth. The right truth is that you are non-dual Brahman, and your understanding about yourself is that you are dual. You are one and something else. Dual means what? You are a limited being, excluding something other than you. That means there is something other than me. I am an individual and facing the other. This is duality. So this duality, we are stuck in it. So the individuality is a part of duality. Or let us say the individuality cannot escape duality. As long as you are an individual, duality cannot be escaped. It is there, it is a fact which nobody can, it is a choiceless fact, nobody can do anything. If you are suffering, people can only sympathize. Oh, sorry, oh, we are very sorry to see you suffering. We also suffered at one time like this. Everybody suffers, you tell them. But still, the suffering won't go away. Just, it is a consolation, not helping you to transcend sorrow, suffering. We need to falsify the sorrow and suffering. We need to help the person to discover that how you are already Brahman. So, Dvaitam, you don't have to remove Dvaitam. Or don't expect that Dvaitam will go away on its own. Where will it go? If it is there, it would go away. It never existed. Where is the question of going away? It never existed. Therefore, this is, see how the Vedantic traditional teaching helps you. Dvaitam doesn't exist except in your thinking. You think that it is there, that's all. You just leave the thinking or verify whether this thinking is true to the fact. How to verify? That's where Vedanta teaches. How to verify? Look at the truth. From the standpoint of the truth, what does all this mean? What does the world of duality mean? The world of duality has no existence. Okay. Therefore, the truth, absolute truth, is self-evident. Dvaitam doesn't exist on its own. You don't have to remove it, you don't have to throw it out because it is never there. Where is the question of throwing out? It's like a shadow. Shadow of a tree, shadow of a person. You think that shadow is following you. See, wherever you go, a shadow of you is following you. Oh my God, you think that, how much suffering it is giving me, how it is accompanying me, I want to destroy this shadow. How can you destroy? First thing is understand shadow is not a thing. It is not a thing at all. It is an absence of light. That's all. So this will come, more detail will come later. So you just look at it, how it is easy. That Dvaitam itself doesn't exist. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to remove because it has no existence. It has no existence apart from Brahman. From the standpoint of Brahman, in the dealing with Vyavahara, all that is a false. So that Vyavaharic dealings, interactions, if you stick to that, if you hold on to that, you fail to understand this, how Dvaitam is mithya. Dvaitam is mithya. It is easy to understand if you know the right prakriya. Okay? Therefore, people, due to some reason, they missed the connection with right tradition. Then they started interpreting on their own way. That way, unconsciously, they have become Dvaitins. Because they retain avastha in some or other manner. Because I am a waker, how can I get rid of my waking? But they don't understand not only that you cannot get rid of waking, you can't get rid of dream, you can't get rid of deep sleep also. All the three states you are stuck with and you don't know how to get rid of. Here, the biggest mistake is you think that there is duality and it has to be removed. Oh, first thing is there is duality. This itself is a questionable. Duality has no existence. It's only a speculative idea. Try to defend and explain and all that. But if you go by the experience, duality itself is not there on its own. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to work anything. It's just not there. So Atma is ever free. Okay. Next sentence, let us see. So Dvaiti parinataihi Advaitacharyam manyaihi kaischit. So unconsciously they have descended to, they have slipped down to Dvaitam. They were Advaitins. They were supposed to understand the truth as oneself as Brahman, free from all duality. The apparent duality is only a false appearance. It is created, imposed on the Paramatman. On Paramatman, therefore, it doesn't have any existence. So, unconsciously, they have become Dvaitins. But still consider that they are Advaitins. See, this is a very strange thing. When you are under a mistake, or when you are in a bad habit, the habit doesn't look like bad. When you are addicted to something, obsessed with something, that addiction, obsession doesn't look wrong at all. It looks right for you. Because any person who is steeped in an ignorance will be unable to recognize the ignorance. A person who is steeped in dream, he thinks that it is a waking, so he never suspects that it is a dream and then let me come out. Because that's the very nature of the nature of a wrong thinking. It is the nature of adhyasa, nature of Brahma. When you are under that, when you are under illusion, the illusion doesn't look like illusion, it looks like a fact. Illusion looks like a fact. You understand that it is a wrong, it is a false only when you correct it, only when you come out of it, you shift your standpoint. Whole standpoint, you shift from there. You become free. Okay, so Dvaiti Parinatair Advaita Acharyam Manyai. They have become Dvaitins, dualists, yet they consider themselves to be Advaitins. This is a strange thing. Unconscious. So, what you think about yourself is different from what you actually are. Even in the worldly parlance, even in the worldly sense also, when people try to act, pretend something, what they are not. They try to pretend as somebody great man, very popular man, people follow me and listen to me. Ultimately, you see that he doesn't have any standing at all, he's falsely roaming around. This also happens. Therefore, unconsciously they have become Dvaitins, yet they consider themselves to be Advaitins. This is a strangeness about it. Therefore, Kaischit Anyatha Anyatha Pratipadyamanena Prakriya Bhasena Momahyamano Dari Drishyate Adyatana Jignasu Ganaha iti. So these people who have become unconsciously Dvaitins but consider themselves to be Advaitins, such people, they start teaching others. Not only they think that they know, but they also start teaching others. Then in that case, what happens? Anyatha Anyatha Pratipadyamanena Prakriya Bhasena. Each one is presenting Avastatraya Karyakarana in his own way. There they are going by logic rather than Anubhava. That is a mistake. Okay. Therefore, Anyatha Anyatha Pratipadyamane. They are presenting such people themselves. First thing is they have lost the connection with a traditional guru. So unconsciously they have become Dvaitins. Dvaitin means they retain Pramatrutvam in some or other degree in Brahman. Is Brahman pure consciousness, or Brahman is connected to some worldly person, worldly behavior, worldly thing? Okay? So this is where somewhere the mistake is happening. A person who is under the illusion can't recognize that he is under illusion. He thinks it is right only. It is not illusion, it is real. Only when you point out, when you come out of it, oh, it was a dream, I didn't know, he thinks that. I didn't know this is a dream. So what a person understands. Pratipadyamanena Prakriya Bhasena. So these people who have lost connection with tradition, but they are very intelligent, they have got Vairagyam and all, so they lost the right Prakriya, then what happens? They will tend to make mistakes. Then the tradition is gone. The very purpose of tradition is gone. So Prakriya Bhasena Momuhyamane. Dari Drishyate. So he appears to be more confused because of Prakriya Abhasa. Abhasa means, a semblance of it, a false appearance of it. It is not a true Prakriya, but a false Prakriya is taken to be the right Prakriya due to a misunderstanding. Due to a misunderstanding, wrong Prakriya is taken as the right Prakriya. That is the problem. So Prakriya Abhasa, it is not the right Prakriya, but he thinks that alone is the right Prakriya. So Prakriya Abhasa, he is under the mistake. He is under a wrong impression. So wrongly thought of as a right Prakriya, Mumuhyamano Daridrishyate. So the Prakriya is wrong. It is going, there are plenty of contradictions. It gives rise to contradiction, but people blindly accept. Because they have no patiently to watch the differences, subtle differences. Only technical people have it. Common man thinks that we are not technical people, we don't know. but everybody should learn basically little technique so that you will not be prejudiced against any prakriya. You have to be open in understanding things. So, with this prakriya, abhasa, a semblance of prakriya, a false prakriya, momuhyamano daridrishyate, people appear to be highly conditioned. Okay. Daridrishyate, adyatana jignasu janaganaha. These days, Jignasu Gana, the group of seekers of truth of these days, seem to be suffering this kind of problem. Unfortunately. Therefore, Adyatana Jignasu Gana ityato bhashyatraye tatra tatra akirnat. Okay. He says that so the prakriya is a wrong. Ityato bhashyatraye. He lost the right prakriya. Therefore, Swamiji says he got the right prakriya. By grace, Ishvara's grace from his guru. He has got 6 gurus. Krishna Swami Iyer was one of them. So he was 6 guru. So somebody gave him mantra diksha. Somebody gave him sannyasa diksha. Okay. Somebody taught him Vyakhyana, Vedanta with the help of Vyakhyana. Somebody taught Shankara Bhashya with the help of Vyakhyana from the perspective of Vyakhyanas, their own line of explanations. Like this, Swamiji in the beginning got all these things. Though he received some help, but some places there have been mistakes. Okay, so unable to recognize this. When you could not recognize the defects, then your prakriya is wrong and you don't know that it is wrong. Where it is wrong, how it is wrong also you don't know. And with the help of the wrong prakriya, whatever you get, understanding you get, that is also going to be wrong. Okay. Therefore, finding that such is the situation in the present Vedantic world, Swamiji says, I luckily by Ishvara's grace came in touch with such gurus that who knew the right prakriya of purely Shankaras without mixing other acharyas, without mixing others' ideas, non-Vedantic ideas. He got the right prakriya with the help of the Bhashya, with the help of his gurus. And of course, Ishvaranugraha is there anyway. So, Bhashyatraye tatra tatra prakirnan vicharan ekatra punjikritya. Therefore, I brought Bhashakara's idea scattered in Prasthanatrayi Bhashya regarding a particular idea. The same idea will be told in different places, in different contexts. The same idea is explained in Kenopanishad, in Chandogya, in Brihadaranyaka, in somewhere else like this. The same idea is explained in elsewhere in the Bhashya with the help of a Bhashyakara's own statements touched elsewhere, presented elsewhere. So take those statements and this and compare and try to see what is the right prakriya. Then surprisingly, amazingly, you will find that this prakriya is true to their self, and if they take it, they become very relaxed and hardworking and everything. You will get it. Strong immunity and everything they get. Okay. So, tatra tatra prakirtan vicharan ekatra punjikritya. So, these ideas which are scattered, I compiled them in one place. Punjikritya. Dvaita vasana doshitantakkaranai prochamana vishayanam saras. Therefore, so Dvaitins give arguments against Advaita. How Advaita is wrong. Their Dvaita duality alone is correct. So in this way, they got right thing, but I luckily got the right thing. So with the help of Bhagavan, I got the right prakriya, and this prakriya I am going to show in the future book. Dvaita vasana doshitantakkaranaihi prochamana vishayana. So those people who are stuck with this Dvaitam got a wrong prakriya. So what they teach, due to getting a wrong prakriya, whatever they teach, we take up that and try to see how far, try to verify how far it is true. Okay? Samsara sarasara vivechana purvakam vedanta prakriya tattva nirdharanaya idam arabhyate prastuyate. So determine the right Vedanta prakriya. So I wanted to show how Shankara's prakriya culled from the Shankara Bhashya, various places of Shankara Bhashya. The same idea, when he explained elsewhere, he explains a little more clearly. In another place, another angle of it and little more clearly. Like this, if you depend on Shankara Bhashya alone, and for each idea, he himself touches, somewhere he touches it. If you don't get it in one place, you still keep searching, somewhere you will get the right perspective. Therefore, I wanted to evaluate how far they are true. Means how for owing to for loss of sampradayika prakriya, they tend to misunderstand. Okay, so I wanted to verify how far the others prakriya is right, or if it is wrong, how and why and all that. So this Vipurakam Vedantartha Prakriya Tattva Nirdharanarthamidam, by showing defects in others prakriya. So, and then again showing how this prakriya is perfectly true and without any defect. Sarasara Vivechana Purvakam Vedantartha Prakriya Tattva Nirdharanamidam Prakaranam Prastuyate. Now therefore we present here Vedanta, not only Vedantic truth but Vedantic Prakriya too we present here. We have to determine what is the right prakriya. What is the right prakriya we have to determine. So compare with other tikakaras, other commentators, how they presented wrongly because of the wrong prakriya they got from their teacher. And they tend to use the same prakriya. That is the biggest problem. So, Prakaranam Prastuyat. Therefore, this Mulavidya Nirasa book begins. Anubandha Chatushtaya, you can say easily. Anubandha Chatushtaya is Vishaya, Adhikari, subject matter, and the result you are going to get. All these things are Pancha. Okay, the Lakshanas, the character of what is that? Vedanta Prakriya Vichara. Vedanta Prakriya you have to do Vichara. Vichara means examine and determine what is the right Prakriya, what is the wrong Prakriya. Distinguish the right Prakriya from the wrong. This is called Viveka. Distinguishing the right from the wrong is called Viveka. Okay. Second passage is over. We have to go to the third one. Here, as I told you in the previous class, 3 levels, 3 speakers are here. One is a common man's standpoint, perspective. Another is Mulavidya perspective. Then the last is Sachidananda Swamiji's own perspective. Like this, if you see them, you will know what is the right prakriya. You have to compare with other prakriyas and show how other prakriyas are wrong. Then if you get the right prakriya, your whole outlook to life, your understanding, everything changes. Okay. Now next third passage, just I touch and leave it. Jignasu pratipattihi. What does a common man, ordinary man think? He thinks that regarding sushupti, regarding waking, regarding dream, he has a certain strange understanding. But that is not the truth. Okay. Therefore, Jignasu pratipattihi. A seeker of the truth, before he started Vedantic understanding, he had a certain notion, certain understanding about what is dream, what is waking and all that. So therefore, in the third passage, fourth passage and fifth passage, these three passages, he shows common man's understanding of the Prakriya. How does he understand Avastatraya Viveka? Where he is erring, that we have to say, where he is making mistakes. Then the sixth onwards, the sixth passage onwards, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, all these four point out Mulavidyavadi's explanation. Jignasu has a doubt, has a question, and Mulavidyavadi explains. Now Swamiji says we allow these two people. Then at the end Swamiji says his own comment based upon these two people. How Jignasu's understanding is wrong, how he is missing the main point because he lacks the tradition. Okay. And also how Mulavidyavadi explains. Then Swamiji comes and shows that Shankara's Prakriya, how these people are deviating from Shankara's Prakriya. For deviating, the issue is becoming more complicated. Vedanta is becoming further complicated rather than helping you to understand the truth. Therefore, that first Jignasu's Pratipatti understanding, then second is Mulavidyavadin's explanation, then follows Sachidananda Swamiji's correction of all these previous ones. This is the basic idea of the third third passage. Sushuptikalepe prapancho hasti. They say that in deep sleep there is world. Only thing is you are unable to know, but the world is there. Okay, is this right? Anyway, we'll stop with these things and continue tomorrow. Tomorrow means in the next class, how Jignasu thinks. So just in hastily, don't skip them. See the common man's view, then Mulavidyavadi's view, and see them where they go wrong. Why they got stuck and why they go wrong? Because they are taking certain wrong perspective, wrong angle of looking. And once you correct it, you come to the right tradition, right Shankaracharya's Prakriya, and you use it, it becomes very easy to understand. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat.